Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous. Coming up later in the show, we're going to talk to your dad. A little thing called Tuesdays with Charlie. Did you get him anything for Father's Day?
Yes, of course I did.
All right. Did you get it to him yet?
Well, he had the Schlitz that I bought him last weekend when we met up with them, and I got more for this coming weekend when he comes to our house.
Oh, nice. Okay. I just want to make sure it's covered. Otherwise, he might not answer our call. Did you call him and wish him a happy Father's Day?
No, I sent a text.
That is not acceptable. He doesn't even get text
I'm going to talk
messages.
to him today.
Okay. So this is going to be your Father's Day call is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, our quote for today is from Helen Keller. It says, life is either a great adventure or nothing at all. I like that. Live life as a great adventure. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is June the 19th. It's a Tuesday. It's National Free BSD Day. I don't know what that means.
What is BSD?
I don't know, but it needs to be freed, whatever it is. It's also National Watch Day, National Martini Day, Juneteenth, and National Garfield the Cat Day. So, do you like Garfield? Is that a favorite of yours?
No, I never really liked Garfield.
I always kind of liked Garfield.
I liked Heathcliff.
Really?
I did.
You're a Heathcliff girl.
Yes, I am.
See,
not so much Garfield.
I got nothing against Heathcliff, but he ain't no Garfield. I can tell you
No,
that.
he was way better than Garfield.
Heathcliff got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
Heathcliff hung out with
He
like
was
the
fun.
junkyard dogs and always got in trouble. I see why you like Heathcliff all of a sudden. And Garfield just laid around the house and ate lasagna. I see why I like Garfield. Well then, so very clear for some reason. All right, that's all going on this, the 19th day of June. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-818-3967. 800-818-3967. That's 800-818-3967. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. But first, if you'd like to get drunker faster, lose weight. It says people who undergo gastric bypass surgery get drunk quicker and take longer to get sober. Does anybody want that?
I don't want to take longer to get sober.
Study.
Okay, to get sober,
Yeah.
that would mean if you drink a little, you stay drunk longer. That would be a good thing,
Would it really?
but not hangovers. They're not talking
Well, let's
hangovers.
finish the study here. Study conducted by researchers at the Stanford University found that the procedure, again, gastric bypass, which is increasingly common in the fight against obesity, heightened the effects of alcohol. Heidi's already Googling it.
I'm wondering when I can get in. Let's see if I can get an appointment.
All of a sudden, that sounded like a pretty good plan. No, I don't know. If that's something that you've done, that's to each their own. I don't think I would do that. And I probably should because I'm way overweight. But I don't know. It's just something about going inside and doing surgery that I don't know.
I
think I'd like
agree
that.
with you. I would not do that.
I don't know.
We need to lose the weight the right way.
And we're doing that, and I think that's the right thing. But again, to each their own. We've got your brain on drugs coming right up.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380. 1-800-438-0380.
John and Heidi.
And this is your brain on drugs. Police said that a private garbage truck's drunk driver lost control of his massive rig and slammed into several cars, then to a tree, then to a Brooklyn residence front gate. Happened about a week ago Saturday. 40-year-old Anthony Castaldo was in a drunken stupor while driving down 60th Street between 19th and 20th Avenues in Borough Park, 5:20 a.m., and he somehow lost control of the wheel, again, in a garbage truck, a 64,000-pound garbage truck. It crushed 8 parked vehicles, knocked them around by like matchbox cars before slamming into a tree and then coming to a stop in somebody's front yard. Just a couple.
I really hope there's
feet from
some
their
very,
stoop.
very severe punishment for that man because.
Well, it goes on. He climbed out of the truck and ran off, but was quickly arrested by police. One of the cops injured his elbow and his hand during the pursuit. They charged him with resisting arrest, drunken and reckless driving, and leaving the scene of an accident. But you would think that maybe it would be even more because it was such a big vehicle.
It should be more. And
I don't know if
I
they
hope
have
that
additional-
the penalties are strict.
He'll probably not be able to get a commercial license anymore, I'm assuming. Because you have to have a commercial driver's license to drive a garbage truck.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sure they're going to take that
I don't
away
know.
from
Well,
him.
I don't know.
'Cause
We don't.
he
It doesn't
could
say
have
that.
hurt so
Absolutely.
many people.
It's a bad idea. It's like driving a tank.
Yeah.
Kids, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. CNN President Jeff Zucker has signed on to stay with the company until 2020. So,
That's super. He's doing such a great
well,
job.
they have.
I hope they
really,
gave that man a raise.
Their ratings are like way up, then way down, then way up, and it's like people are tuning in to see, is it even still there? It is there. Wow.
I'll be darned.
And for those of you who are big CNN fans, nothing against CNN. It seems to me like they have an agenda, is kind of my feeling. Recently,
You think
it's just a feeling. Recently freed this, right over here. I'm going to actually do that story in a different break. This one here. Disney has released their first teaser trailer for Tim Burton's live-action remake of Dumbo. The reimagined story will follow a former circus star, played by Colin Farrell, who returns to the big tent after coming home from war. He finds work with a struggling circus and is put in charge of a newborn elephant whose oversized ears make him the laughing stock of the show. The movie comes out March the 29th of 2019. I've got a link to
and the part of Dumbo,
trailer.
of course, is played by Johnny Depp.
No. Yeah, well, it's a Tim Burton movie, so that wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if it's like, I'm assuming that it's CGI. I don't know. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen. If you want to watch the trailer, I did not watch it, but I've got a link to it on the YouTube thing. It's in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day. Recently freed grandmother Alice Johnson says she never heard of Kim Kardashian prior to the reality star's attempt to get her pardoned. So she's like, hey, good news. Kim Kardashian's going to help you. Who's she? Is she an attorney?
No,
Not
quite.
What is she famous for? Well, you don't want to know. She takes a whole lot of pictures without wearing a whole lot of clothes. Ameritrade survey found 53% of millennials expect to be millionaires someday.
Yeah.
53%. Over half of millennials they talked to, they said, so how, you think you're going to do okay in life? They're like, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. You know what? I think that's cool. I love that optimistic outlook because you know what? Maybe you will then. But make sure you go to work to, work towards it because if you don't, that's probably not going to happen. We did a survey, or we read about a survey where it said, I don't remember what the percentage was, but a big percentage said that they just expect to inherit their parents' money. And I was like, what in the world? Hopefully that doesn't, sounds like motive to me is what it sounds like. Please be careful. Mom and dad, be very, very careful. A study by the Black Dog Institute of Australia found that too much job stress can lead to depression by the age of 50. Really? They do worthless studies there too in Australia. You don't think anybody knew that too much job stress could lead to depression? Of course it can.
Of course it can.
It's exactly what leads to depression, is stress. A Kentucky choir teacher was charged with having relations with a male student in her classroom after school. There is just, I don't understand that. More and more of that happening. I wonder if there's more happening or if we're just finding out about it more. What do you think?
I think we're finding out about it more.
I think so, too. The connected world makes it easier for that information to be shared.
What I find interesting is it's so many women.
Well, there are a lot of male students and female teachers, but I know that there are also male teachers and female students.
Right, but the ones that we're hearing about are mostly female teachers,
and I
which
think
is
that
interesting.
here's why I think that is. I think that we always heard about the other ones before because people were always outraged about those, and I've said numerous times right here on this little program that you should be outraged about both of those. And I read the stories on social media, and then I read in the comments all these guys going, "Oh yeah, I would have done that," and I'm like, okay, guys,
to me it depends
don't
on the
celebrate
age
this.
of the boy.
None of it matters. It is a teacher and a student, and that's the problem. It's not just because of the age; it's the teacher.
You had
and the
a
student.
teacher.
I had a teacher that was she's a cutie, but I would have never. No, I
yes,
wouldn't
you would
I
have
don't
if you
think I
had the
would've.
opportunity, and you would
and,
not
and
have
she wouldn't
been
have. Thank goodness.
upset by it.
Would you just stop?
Right?
I don't want to talk about this. She may be listening. And either way, I don't want to talk about this. I just think it's a bad thing that it almost seems like some people are trying to glorify, and they're like, high fives for these boys, but if it were girls, it's the opposite, and I think that's wrong. Teacher, student, that's all that matters.
It's disgusting on behalf of the women, but I mean,
for both, or men, if they're men doing it. It's a predator.
Well, yeah, of course, absolutely.
Predator and prey,
it's disgusting.
teacher and student. Bad idea. Don't do that.
But
don't.
good for the boy.
Don't do that. No, would you stop it?
I'm sorry. I just
Stop
think
it.
that...
No. Bad. Heidi, sit in the corner. A study by the University of Exeter found that, like animals, plants can camouflage themselves for protection. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Camouflage? Isn't camouflage trying to look like a plant? So how does a plant try to look more like a plant? I don't know if that... Okay.
It's not working very well because we're eating all of them.
You look like a plant. Wait a minute. Now you look like a different plant. An alligator delayed flights at an Orlando International Airport. That happened last week. So they're trying to take off, and it's like, well, there's a alligator in the runway. Hey, you want to send Mike out to get it? And then Mike's like, I quit.
I don't make enough for this.
We wait till he moves. Then we go. That's the way it works around here.
Just run him over.
And this is just a bizarre story out of St. Paul. A raccoon spotted in downtown St. Paul last Tuesday, so 1 week ago, scaled a building and got 20 stories up. And he got himself stranded on a ledge. I've got a link to the story. I had that shared by like 3 different people talking about a raccoon that climbed all the way 20 stories up on a building in St. Paul, Minnesota. So I've got a link to that and all of the other fun stuff.
Talented raccoon.
There you go. It's all in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Do you have ideas for t-shirt designs, but you don't have a clue how to print them? Or maybe you'd like to have t-shirts and coffee mugs available to buy online with your business logo printed on them. There's a website that makes it easy. We set ours up in about 10 minutes. There's no sign-up fee, no minimum orders, no monthly fees. It's just a really easy way to put some cool items online for sale, and you get paid every time somebody buys them. You don't have to print or ship anything. Just sign up, upload your designs, and then let people know where they can get your cool stuff. More details available at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
It's Tuesdays with Charlie. He'll give us some golf. We talk each week and we learn fun stuff. Everyone loves him. He makes us laugh. Sometimes he's wrong, then he fires his staff. Get ready to learn some things. Here we go. It's Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
How you doing, Charlie?
I'm fine.
That's awesome.
Here's something that I know you didn't know.
Okay.
It takes longer to learn good golf than it does brain surgery.
I wouldn't doubt that. Some people practice that their entire life and they never get it right.
I'm still practicing.
And golf, too.
On the other hand, you seldom get to ride around on a cart drink beer, eat hot dogs, and fart while performing brain surgery.
Very rarely, yes. And when you do, they usually ask you to quit.
They frown on that.
They got no sense of humor. Hey, then the Yankees, Cubs, Angels, and Dodgers are the only Major League Baseball teams that lack a mascot.
No kidding. I guess I never thought of that, but I guess that does make sense.
The New York Yankees used to have one, but it quit after being beaten up by a fan who wanted a mascot.
I'm done being a mascot now.
I'm done. Get out of here.
I got to be a mascot for a baseball team for like a year. That was kind of fun.
Hey, then squeezing breasts may prevent cancer.
No.
Really? Wow.
I didn't know this.
Mom will never have cancer.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I'm set.
Hey, it's just because I care about you. That's all.
I don't want you to get cancer.
No.
That's right.
Hey, then staring at boobs extends a man's life by 5 years.
Does it really?
I have read that as well.
Even if it doesn't, it just makes the time that you have more enjoyable, right?
Yes, I think so. Hey, the top 6 foods that make you fart.
Oh, what are those?
Well, number 1 is beans,
Okay, I've seen that before, yeah.
corn,
Really?
bell peppers,
Didn't know that.
cauliflower,
Huh.
cabbage,
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
and believe it or not, milk.
Milk. Well, I had no clue.
Well, that's why I don't drink milk.
See? There's always a good reason for everything.
Yes, there is. And then I got one last thing here for you.
Okay, what's that?
A fart is a wish your butt makes.
A wish? Your butt must be full of lots of wishes.
This makes a lot of wishes.
And did you know that people pass gas about 14 times a day?
I did not know this. You are way above average, though.
I've always been above average.
You've probably done it that many times just during this program.
There's no way I do. Not 14 times a day.
Average. That means some people are doing it way more than you, and you're doing it way less.
Huh.
That's average.
Interesting.
Some of us have to carry you slackers.
Exactly. You ready for a question, Charlie?
Sure.
All right, here we go. What percentage of Americans have appeared on television? If you were going to guess, what percentage of Americans have appeared on television?
Well, I think it's 1 out of 4.
It is 1 out of 4.
Whoa.
You are on a roll.
Well, I told you that years ago.
You did.
And you remembered it?
He doesn't remember anything else.
That's amazing.
That's good. You did a good job today. I'm proud of you, Charlie.
It's just like a computer. It's up there. I just got to find it.
Computing. Bye, Charlie.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner, you should consider using radio. Radio is a powerful tool. Over 90% of us listen to the radio each week. Imagine if this ad was talking about your business, helping you hit your goals. We can help. We can also create a fun jingle too, to get people singing your song. When you put words to music, they're 9 times more memorable, and that makes radio work even better. Learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. Radio jingles to help you get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Mailmen in Russia now carry revolvers after a recent decision by the government there. Wow, can you imagine that? I wonder why.
I don't know.
I wonder why they carry. So, like they're delivering mail and you're on patrol. Or is it for defense, I wonder?
Maybe for defense.
I have a sister that's a mail carrier. I'm going to have to ask her if she's packing here in the United States.
I think she's got mace.
Does she?
I think they all do in case of dogs, you know.
Huh. I'm going to have to ask now. Again, mailmen in Russia carry revolvers after a recent decision by the government there. So I'm going to have to check into that as well. Our son will now want to be a Russian mailman. He's quite fond of his guns, or his guns, I should say. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, the grandiloquent word of the day. It is Usculapian. Usculapian. Esculapian. How would you say that? Esculapian, I think is how you say it. Let's go with that. Esculapian.
Sure. Sounds good.
And there's two spellings. Esculapian, Esculapian, or Aesc, so like the A is silent. Aesculapian, Esculapian. Either way. What do you think it means? Esculapian.
Someone who has risen above something.
No, but that would be good. It is a doctor or relating to medicine. So if you're a doctor, you're Esculapian. Also, if you work in the medical field, you would be an Esculapian. So it almost sounds like a religion to me.
It kind of does.
Catholic? No, I'm Esculapian. Oh, okay. I think maybe because it kind of sounds like Episcopal. But, Esculapian is today's grandiloquent word.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now, some weird news for a Tuesday. Authorities say a soldier stole an armored personnel carrier from a Virginia National Guard base and led police on a more than 60-mile chase before being arrested. State Police Sergeant Keeli Hill tells the Richmond Times Dispatch, apparently that's the name of the paper. The man had taken the vehicle last Tuesday from Fort Pickett. Then the chase ended in Richmond when he abandoned it and was taken into custody near City Hall. Authorities have not identified the driver or said how he was able to take the vehicle from the facility. He had driven it on interstate highways at speeds that topped around 40 miles an hour. No injuries or accidents were reported. State police spokesperson says the vehicle is not a tank. Police say charges are pending. And this is actually from a few weeks back. So I said last Tuesday, and I'm looking here. I remember this was shared with me maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So bizarre. I've got a lot of bizarre stories that have been shared recently. I don't have room for all of those. We need to have like a weird news hour. So I do have this one in. And again, I know it did not happen last week. It happened a while back now. But some weird news right there on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. Vandals in Grafton, Wisconsin spray painted the term Hitler Bridge on an overpass, but they spelled it wrong. A jogger alerted authorities after noticing the term Hitler Hail and Hitler Bridge, which was spelled B-R-I-G-E. Yeah, it's not quite right. They forgot the D. He alerted park officials who notified police and began a search. They're asking anyone with information to come forward. I've got a link to that story. If you know the terrible spelling vandals, you might want to reach out. I don't know if there's a reward or not, but if there's a reward, you think they would spell it right? Probably. Probably. Again, that happened in Grafton, Wisconsin. It's today's moment of duh.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
Now, fake news or Florida. It's either a true story that happened in the great state of Florida or it's fake news.
I really like this one.
I know you do. And I'm looking to see how many I have here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm not going to use all of them today. I just want to see. I just want to let you know if you have some fake news or something that really happened in Florida, you'd like to share it. This would be a good time. Almost guarantee it's going to get used. Every once in a while, I'll get one that I have to reply and say, I can't say all those words on the radio, so thank you, though. But almost guarantee it'll get used. So if you happen to have something, now would be a good time to share it. You ready, Heidi?
I'm ready.
And you can share that, by the way, at johnandheidishow.com. Fake news or Florida? 26-year-old Florida man was naked when he broke into a home and fought with residents armed with a rake. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
It is a true story. 26-year-old man was naked when he's in Port Richey, Florida, by the way. New Port Richey, Florida. when deputies say he broke into a home and fought with the residents Friday evening. I believe this would have been like 2 weeks ago Friday. The intruder was naked and armed with a rake. So nothing but a rake. Not sure what the plan was there. I don't know that there was a plan, but that's another bizarre story out of the great state of Florida. In Florida, we love you, but some weird things that happen. So we like to talk about it here on this segment called Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Time now for some good news. We like to wrap things up around here with good news. It's always a good way to end the program. And we've got good news coming your way courtesy of Odiva. It's a monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. So baseball season right now, Heidi.
Yeah.
So here it is. This pitcher runs not to his cheering teammates, but to comfort the batter after a season-ending strikeout. So a young pitcher may have won the big game for his high school's baseball team, but his true character shined forth after he threw the final pitch. Mounds View High School was winning 4-0 against a Totino Grace team in the final game of the season. Whichever team ended up on top would move to the Minnesota State Championships. Senior Ty Keene was on the mound with just one more batter to beat before they would win the game. When Keene successfully struck out the batter, his teammates rushed to the field in celebration, but he actually did the opposite. He ran toward the plate so he could comfort the batter. He'd been friends with Jason Cocoon, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, since they played Little League together. So even though they were on different teams at different schools, they stayed friends over the years. And he went over and said that it was just instinctual. I ran towards my dejected friend and wrapped my arms around him for a hug, offered him encouragement. How cool is that?
That's really sweet.
So even though
But it's
he
not
said,
like it was that kid's fault they lost. They
No.
were behind. It was 4-0.
but he
so.
said, you had a great season. You're a great player. Don't let this situation, don't let this outcome affect our friendship. I told him I loved him, and he's my brother, and our friendship will last longer than this silly game.
What a good kid.
Yeah, he said, in 20 years, I'm not going to remember the score of that game, but I'm going to remember him coming up to me afterwards, just being kind, being there when I needed somebody. That's what the friend said.
Aww.
So I think that's neat. And you know what? Winners right there. Both
Absolutely.
of them. Winners. I've got a link to that story, and it's just one of those stories that makes you feel good about the next generation, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
To know that there are kids out there. Because sadly,
it is good to know.
Sadly, all we ever hear about in the news are kids who do something silly. And it's good to hear good news as well. And that's why I always like to wrap it up around here with the good news to end on a positive note. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. If you come across good news that you think needs to be shared, or if you have a silly story that you think would be funny for us to share, you can get any of that to us through our website, johnandheidishow.com.